Hello my friends, welcome back to another video. Today is the launch of my cut reload guide. Last year, cut was so popular, I had like tens of thousands of people doing it. The completion rate, The completion rate was super high. People really loved it. And I just kept getting asked more and more, are you gonna do like a cut too? When can we get more workouts? Can we get another cut? So I just thought, you know what? Let's please some people this summer. Let's come out with cut reloads. If you really enjoyed cut and you want some more workouts and your goal is for fat loss, then try cut reload as well. If you haven't tried cut, then you can still go for cut reload. It's not a more advanced one, it's not like a progression of cut. They're two separate programs, so you can just buy cut reload if you want and follow it as an entire program. You can buy either one or the other, both are great. This video is going to go into all of the details that you might want to know. We're going to talk about what the guide actually is, like what we're trying to achieve with the guide. We'll talk about the differences between the original cut and cut reload, what's included in the guide, how you can get your hands on it, and also a giveaway at the end. Oh, and there's also a sample workout in there too, so you guys can just try it out in your own time and see whether it's something that's right for you. What are we trying to achieve with cut? So cut is trying to achieve healthy fat loss results, cutting out all of the fad diets, cutting out like the extremism and getting really effective results, but also doing it in a really healthy way. So you guys know that my approach will always be backed by metabolism science, training science, to make sure that we're getting the most out of our training and also out of our nutrition, so that we can make sure that our bodies respond to our fat loss program the way we want it to, so that we make sure we're not really hitting any plateaus, and also to make sure that we enjoy it. I feel like the most important thing of being on any kind of program is to make it enjoyable. Otherwise, so I mentioned in previous videos that I can still cut even when I'm on 2,500 calories because I've done this process and because I'm prioritizing physical activity. So it doesn't mean that I'm burning like a ton of calories when I'm doing my activity, like I'm not overtraining either. I'm just making sure that when I'm training really smart so that my body responds really well and I minimize any kind of muscle loss and prioritize fat loss instead. Again, both guides are approved by Renee McGregor, so I'm so glad to have her on board. She's amazing. I really like her work, so I'm super happy that we get to work together again on this one, and she approved this guide as well. That's kind of my approach. And you guys might think, well, hang on, that sounds like cut. What's the difference? And to that I say, well, my friends, you have got 50 brand new workouts, 50 unique workouts that you won't see in cut. And also there's a lot of new moves. So a lot of new moves with kettlebells, a lot of compound new moves. Again, you don't really need a huge amount of equipment. What you need your gym to have is a barbell, a squat rack, a bench, some dumbbells, some kettlebells, and a leg press, and cables. And that's pretty much it. You really don't need that much else. Bands can be super helpful. I do recommend getting some bands. You can just, I'm making sure that I'm gonna restock very soon, but otherwise you can get some on Amazon if you're not sure where else to get them. Both guides are there to achieve fat loss. Cut reload is slightly different. So when it came to building cut reload, I wanted to ask you guys whether there was anything I could add more to it. So you guys had some suggestions like, can we get more info on rest times? Is it possible to have slightly lower impact? Can we do more workouts like you do on your Instagram? So all of these things I wanted to take into account and put it into the guide. So what I've done, and this is kind of the difference between cut reload and cut, is I've made cut reload slightly lower impact than cut. So there are still some high impact moves in cut reload, but there's slightly less impact than cut. That doesn't mean that there's no plyo moves, because what I've done instead is I've swapped in some low impact plyo moves. So things like drop squats, drop lunges, single arm cleans, things like that that are still really explosive and also giving you like suggestions. So if it's box jumps, you can do the box jump, and then rather than like jumping down, you can just step down. So there's lots of different variations in here, and just because there's slightly less impact doesn't mean it's any less challenging. You really will like work up a sweat. There's a lot of compound moves in there, and you guys will see and get a feel for it when I show the sample workout. I have also made it more clear in like the PDF about rest times, so you guys can really get like a gauge of rest times. In terms of the split is also slightly different. So the split will be full body, upper body in here, lower body, optional rest or active recovery, full body and HIIT. So that's your weekly split, and you do that for 10 weeks. Also, the moves are slightly different. So as with any program, I feel like every program needs to contain some of the core moves. So like lunges, deadlifts, squats, pull-ups, moves like that kind of build your foundation. But then I've also included some new moves, some functional moves, similar stuff to what you see on my Instagram, and also there'll be some exclusive moves that you won't see in any of my guides and you won't see on my socials either. Okay, so what is included? What do you get for your money? So you get the guide in app form forever. This is a question I get asked a lot. They're like, oh, do I need a subscription, blah, blah, blah. No, you buy, you get, and you get it forever. So until phones no longer exist, which I think they're probably going to keep existing. So you're good. You get the guide in app form, and you get all of the exercises, you get all of the videos filmed for those exercises, so you know exactly what the technique is. And there's also, for any difficult moves, I've provided progressions. So if you just keep scrolling along the video, you'll see progressions or easier variations of that move so that you can kind of track your progress and start somewhere that like helps you progress onto the final move. So there's quite a few progressions in there. There's 230 exercises, so 230 exercises not including any of the progressions. There's also little notes on the exercises, so one point of feedback was, can we get a little bit more info about the exercise? So I've added a little bit more info about the technique of the exercise, and because it's available in app form, there's a little section there where you can track your weight, you can write down the notes, and you can track your progress as you go through the app. So you get 10 weeks of unique workouts, 50 different workouts, lots and lots of different exercises for you to try. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You also get a nutrition guide that's been approved by a world-leading dietitian, Renee McGregor. In a nutrition guide, what you get is the principles of nutrition. So the science behind nutrition, the principles of nutrition, what you should be eating, because I really want you guys to understand how to eat healthily. People have told me, like, why are you doing this? It's like, as a business move, it's silly, because if I did meal plans, then, you know, I could just keep churning out meal plans. I want you guys to understand and take control of your nutrition. I don't want you guys to just look at a meal plan, do the meal plan, but not really understand why you're doing it. So that's why I've done it this way, so that you guys have the tools that you need. And then essentially you never have to come back. I know you guys do, because you guys love the training guides, but in terms of nutrition, you guys never have to come back because you understand everything that you need to know. Because there's no meal plan, it's suitable for any diet. It is suitable for everyone, vegans, non-dairy, vegetarians, pescatarians, etc. So don't worry about that. And you guys can just pick, based on the knowledge that I give you, pick which foods can fit in where for the goals that you need. You don't need to track if you don't want to track, but sometimes it can be helpful just for a week, just so you kind of get like a gauge of portion sizes, and then you can just come off it and see how it goes. To be honest, the training is intense, so you'll be able to see some changes with the training. It's just a case of really listening to your body, making sure you're listening to, okay, do I feel really tired, and listening and responding to signs like that. But all of that kind of like listening to your body, we talk about that in the guide, so you guys know exactly which decisions to make when you're feeling a certain way. The nutrition guide is very similar. The science hasn't really changed in terms of metabolism, but what I've done is I've added a case study to make it a little bit clearer, like how your calories and macros would change over time. Okay, now let's go into the sample workouts. So I'm going to take you through one of my workouts. I've been doing lots of workouts from the guide to test them out, but also because they're a lot of fun. Great example of a low impact plyo. You're still going explosive and giving absolutely all of your energy for every single rep of the exercise. But there's no impact because you're not landing from a jump. part of the week. I've done my upper body, now I'm going on to HIIT. Woo! This is gonna be tiring. Cut is there to make it as comfortable as what you want. So if you're not comfortable in a certain position, then swap stuff in. So if you're not comfortable doing backward banded jumps, come out of the band, use your hands, extend out, jump and pull. Basically does the same thing, targets your body as a whole and gets your heart rate going as high as possible. So that workout took me 70 minutes. I had a few comments last cut guide and people were like, oh, I finished the workout in half the time. It should take you the full time. If you're cutting your time in half, you might not be taking enough rest time. If you're not taking enough rest time, you're not going intensely enough in your actual sets. So work out what you need to be doing, because you should be taking rest between every set. You should need to take those rests. Like, you should be pushing yourself to the point where you need at least 45 seconds rest. So if you're not, just think about where you could be going wrong. Maybe you're not jumping high enough, maybe you're not giving it your everything. So really make sure that you're taking your time. It's not a race, because we're trying to prioritize physical activity in this guide. So if you're not giving it your everything, you probably won't be seeing the results that you want. I personally don't use supersets that often, so don't jump from one exercise to the next. Make sure you're giving yourself enough rest time so that you can give it your everything in the next exercise. And don't just assume that everything is a circuit. I'll say if something is a circuit, or I'll say if something is a superset. Okay, we're done here. I'm ready to go home. Details on how to get the guide. So the guide is available worldwide, so wherever you are in the world, you can get the guide. All you need to do is go to my website, click on the guide that you want, so cut reload if it's cut reload. It takes you to the purchase page, so you can go on there, fill in your details, go and download Athlete from the App Store, either Android or iOS, and then sign in with your email, those details, and then the guide will be added to your account, so then you don't have to do anything. Okay, now is the fun part, because now is the giveaway part. So, I mentioned in last video that we hit 400k, you guys are amazing, and I asked you guys what you wanted as a prize. And a lot of you guys said guides, so I thought, well, you know what? I've got Cut Reload coming out, so why don't I give that away, as well as some Gymshark vouchers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 2 winners on YouTube and 2 winners on Instagram. This is the YouTube giveaway, and if you're interested in the Instagram giveaway, go over to my Instagram. For this giveaway, the prize will be Cut and Cut Reload and my recipe guides, plus a £100 Gymshark gift voucher. There's going to be 4 winners, and I'm going to pick them at random. So all you need to do is on this video, comment down below one of the things you're most proud of changing about yourself. It doesn't have to be like super elaborate. I'm just going to be picking at random. Literally just put down whatever you want. You can put in as many comments as you want. On YouTube, I'm just going to be picking 2 at random on Sunday, and then I'm going to announce it in the next video. But wait, because if you've bought Cut Reload before Sunday, you get another training guide of your choice plus £400 cash. You can spend on anything. You can spend it on Gymshark, or you can save it, you know? That's your prize if you've already bought Cut Reload by Sunday, as a little thank you for supporting me and really believing in the guide. Honestly, I've put every teeny ounce of energy into making this the best that it can be, so I really hope you guys feel the same way. I'm excited for you guys to try it out. Okay, I love you. Bye!